Trigger warning. Ghosts, ghouls, and gruesome stuff ahead. It's weird, it's dark, it's your kind of vibe.
Welcome to Haunted and Homicidal, the podcast where true crime meets the paranormal. I'm Lauren.
And I'm Courtney. Every week we uncover the terrifying, the twisted, and the totally unexplainable. Lock your doors and grab your sage.
Because things are about to get haunted and homicidal. Hey guys.
What's up?
But anyway, I got a caramel iced blondie with caramel drizzle and almond milk sugar-free. And then I got their new cherry blossom green tea, and it's really good, but it's in the refrigerator because I haven't.
So you got 2 drinks today.
Yeah, because she was like, do you want anything else? I was like, no. And I looked over and I was like, wait a minute, let me try the cherry blossom. She was like, bet. Anyway, stuff and everything. Yeah, we're going to be recording like a lot today. So forgive us if we take like a eating break.
You might hear launching.
You're going to hear munching because I'm trying to eat my lunch. I've been trying to do this for an hour. Because we're not recording next weekend because we have a concert to go to. And so we may talk about things that you guys hear in like a couple of weeks that are no longer relevant, but they're relevant during the time that we're recording.
Drop the food.
Oh, baby. Well, I guess we'll listen about HauntFest. Hey guys.
What's up?
We are going to talk to you about something called HauntFest. Super excited. We are partnering with them for all of their little events. So, HauntFest is crawling back from the darkness, bringing more mayhem, monsters, and madness each year.
Step through the gates and into a fully immersive world of horror art, live music, spooky vendors, themed entertainment, and eerie activities lurking around every corner. Depending on the event, you may find axe throwing, trivia, animal encounters, rage rooms. Ooh, I need to do a rage room. Photo ops, food and drink, ghost stories, freak shows, hay rides, haunted attractions, and more. Some locations even feature camping, after-hour parties, and other exclusive surprises.
Our characters, awesome name by the way. That is so cute.
I know, right?
Roam the grounds hunting for fresh screams. If you're easily spooked, grab a Ghoul Gone Glow bracelet at the gate to help keep the beasts at bay. Which is cute. You know, people have like autism and stuff and their little or kids are scared. I love that they do stuff like that.
My old roommate wanted one for when we went to Terror on the Coast.
Nice. So yeah, HauntFest, they're taking everybody into consideration. Pre-sale tickets start at a killer price. For the full nightmare experience, upgrade to the RIP Pass for exclusive perks. Season passes are now also available, granting access to any HauntFest event throughout the whole entire year.
Whether you're a thrill seeker, a horror fanatic, an Addams Family, or simply dead inside.
That's me.
Like Lauren. HauntFest is where Halloween never dies.
This is my jam.
Slip on your monster skins and join us for a weekend of scares, screams, and unforgettable memories.
Join HauntFest at the 2026 premiere of Death March at Trim Tab Brewing Company in Birmingham, Alabama. The thrills begin at 2 p.m. on March 7th and 8th, with the event ending at midnight on Saturday and 8 p.m. on Sunday.
And then HauntFest is back for its 4th annual Athens, Georgia event, April Ghouls, at Terrapin Beer Company on April 11th and 12th, 2026 at 2 p.m. Throw on a costume and boogie at our new Dead Man's Party from 10 p.m. to midnight on Saturday.
I'm loving all these names.
I know, right?
HauntFest returns to historic Hopkins Farm in Simpsonville, South Carolina for a September to Dismember on September 25th and 26th from 5 p.m. to midnight on Friday and 2 p.m. to midnight on Saturday. Hopkins Haunted Attraction will feature a sneak peek walkthrough haunt for the event, which will open at 7:30 p.m. each night and is included in your festival entry ticket. A September to Dismember will be a full-fledged weekend festival with vendors, live music, themed entertainment, and much more. Prepare for a dead man's party.
This November, join us for some post-Halloween thrills at the premiere of HauntFest Harvest of Horrors at Bobby Brown Park in Elberton, Georgia. The magic begins at 5 p.m. on the 6th and 2 p.m. on the 7th, continuing until the clock strikes midnight. Camping, yurts, movie screenings, bouncy houses, and more are offered at this venue. If you're a raging psychopath,
I am.
sign up to sleep in our night terrace camping area where our ghouls can creep around your tent after hours until 2 a.m. on Sunday morning.
That sounds so fun, guys.
To take a first look at the venue, come to our free On the Water Sink or Swim horror movie promo event on July 25th. For more information, to get involved, or to buy tickets, visit hauntfest.net.
Guys, do it. Okay, love you. Bye.
Do it.
Sounds real fun still.
It's going to be an exciting time. Y'all should go and check them out.
We'll go eventually. Maybe next year. We'll see. If they're closer, at least. It's like everywhere that they do it is so far from where we are.
Yes.
So it'd be like a whole weekend plus another day because we would need to get there, you know, and it's like a 6 or 7 hour drive. It was like the closest one to us. That's a whole day drive.
Yes.
After probably working.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because if it's like on a Saturday, we would leave Friday. So we'd work until like 4 or 5 o'clock in the afternoon, and then we would have to drive there and not get there till midnight or so.
And I'd be the one driving.
Yes. Yes, because my vehicle has no air conditioning.
And she doesn't drive at night.
I do not.
Just like, I'm driving this weekend.
I don't drive. Well, yeah, but you're driving like 3 minutes away.
I know.
And that's
why does your mom think we're all going to fit in her tiny ass clown car?
No.
We are not going to fit in a tiny ass clown car.
And then the main reason is because the kids work this weekend and they're going to have a ride there because everybody that would normally be able to take them is going to be at the concert. Yeah. So they wouldn't be able to get there and get home. And my vehicle, you know.
Yeah, because there's 3 of y'all, me, your mom, and then
Alex.
Yeah. We ain't going to fit in a tiny ass clown car.
No. Even if Alex wasn't going, we would not fit.
No.
She's got her head on my leg, putting like a real heavy pressure. I'm looking at me like with puppy dog eyes.
She's like, let me look as sweet as possible.
No, I know you're evil though.
She was.
Like,
she tried to break down the door.
She was trying to open that door, and she was looking too. She was waiting.
I'm gonna have to get like dollar babies because I ran out of babies to bring her.
I told her today, I'm like, Courtney's almost here, and she like jumped up and went to the window. She was looking. She was like,
yeah, I saw her in the window when she heard my car door.
And I was like, she doesn't have a baby, and she looked at me like, what? I was like, she has something for you though. Don't worry.
She just wasn't a baby. It was a corn. It was a corn dog. Corn dog, which was probably a little better.
No,
she didn't even chew it.
Well, she won't remember the corn dog because she won't get to play with it. She remembers the babies because she's got them everywhere.
That's true. That's true.
Let's do some ASMR because it's been a while since we did that.
So instead of Lauren's ASMR, you get Mischa's ASMR now.
You want some more? Well, she had a piece of a cracker and some cottage cheese and tuna. Okay, well, I guess we'll go ahead and get into it today.
So I have the Biltmore Estate.
Sounds familiar.
It's North Carolina.
I've never been there.
I have. It is beautiful, and I was.
Oh, you've seen it?
Yeah, because we were only 3 hours from it, and I was very sad when we moved because I was very excited because when I turned 21, I wanted to go do the wine tasting.
You can go back, right? Like, why haven't you gone when you've gone to visit family?
Because we haven't really, because we go to the beach when we go down there.
Yeah.
Because we go to mom's friend's beach house, and that's the opposite direction.
And?
This is in the mountains.
And?
We don't have that much time.
Make the time.
When we're down there.
Make the time.
No, that's like a whole ass excursion.
Yes. So go a day earlier or come home a day late. Make the time. I mean, because it's not that far from here, right? It's like 9 hours, 10 hours, 12 hours, 17 hours, 62 hours.
I'm trying to remember in my head.
3 days.
No.
47.
It was.
In 9 days.
10 now? Well,
it's not bad.
Well, that was to Creedmoor. To Asheville, it will only be 8 hours and 34 minutes.
That's not bad at all. And I would go, but I don't like wine.
Weirdo. We drank wine,
But I didn't like it.
oh my lord.
I had to put Sprite in it to be able to drink it.
That's true.
Okay, I just don't like wine.
Ghost Tube's been quiet today.
I know. Maybe we need to stop it and restart it.
Probably.
What am I doing?
I don't know.
Ghost Tube.
Ghost Tube.
I get distracted. Look, I have ADHD, okay?
ADHD.
Like we said a couple episodes ago, not undiagnosed, just unmedicated.
Yes. Okay. So. Ghost Tube, ma'am. Ghost Tube.
1,500 words loaded.
Mischa, don't even think about it. The Biltmore is a place where many from outside of Asheville tend to flock to whenever they are in the mountain of North Carolina. The architecture is awe-inspiring, and the grounds are vast, and the hauntings are quite common.
So is there like snow? Is it like a snowy area since it's like mountainy or really?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It's very pretty when it snows.
I fucking bet.
Yeah.
That's a hotel? That's like a fucking gas
That's
station.
not a hotel.
Oh, what is it?
It's a house.
That's a house?
Australia.
It is not in Australia. It's in
It's a house that you can
one of the Carolinas.
North
Carolina.
Yeah, it's a house that you can tour.
Did it used to be a hotel or something?
Nope.
It's always been a house?
Yep.
Hotel.
See?
It is not a hotel.
See?
It is not a hotel.
Look, my ghost said, bitch, this is a fucking hotel. It looks like a See, thank you.
It is not a hotel.
Thank you.
That is a house. That is someone's house.
I feel justified now.
That is someone's house.
Like they actually live there?
Yes.
With all those plants?
Well, not anymore.
Oh. Okay, well, I guess we'll get into it.
Examine.
Yeah, we're going to examine the story. Thank you.
So, the Biltmore estate sits on 8,000 acres of land.
What the fuck?
The house itself was constructed from 1889 to 1895 as the private residence of George Washington Vanderbilt. What did it say?
Rituals.
Okay. Vanderbilt had been making frequent trips to Asheville since his mother had resided there, and each time he visited...
Were there rituals performed here?
No.
No demonic rituals?
No.
Then you're lying to me. You're getting me excited.
Each time he visited, he fell more in love with the city, and...
Necessary.
Bitch.
Rude.
And he loved it so much, he decided to construct a summer home there. His older siblings had already built summer homes in their own right in New York and Rhode Island, but George Vanderbilt wanted something that he wanted to call his, quote, summer getaway home.
Okay.
And you might think the built part in Biltmore is a play on his family name, because Vanderbilt. That's not the case. It pays homage
What
to...
are you doing here?
I'm recording, bitch. What do we normally do on Sundays?
8,000 acres is 12.5 miles.
Yes, it's huge. It's a lot.
Goddamn.
Why'd you think I said it ain't gonna be a day trip?
I mean, the house isn't 8,000 acres.
Yeah, but they have stuff on the land that you can see too.
Angela.
I don't know who Angela is, but she'll probably agree with me too. It's a fucking hotel. Goddamn.
It's not a hotel. He pays homage to Vanderbilt's Dutch heritage.
Okay.
Biltmore is a combination of Daybilt, a region of the Netherlands where the family originated from, and more from Anglo-Saxon that roughly translates to, quote, rolling land.
Well, yeah. I would agree with that one for sure.
Her eyes are so big right now.
I know. She wants the rest of the tuna and the cottage cheese. She fucking loves it.
Shovel.
No.
What the fuck are we
Well,
shoveling?
The food into her mouth. I guess maybe the spoon looks like a mini shovel, but
I mean, yeah, that's true.
I'm shoveling the food into her mouth. She fucking loves cottage cheese. When I tell you this bitch loves cottage cheese, she fucking loves it.
And whose fault is that? Who gave it to her?
Me.
You created a monster.
I did.
So Vanderbilt purchased many acres of land as part of the estate's property. This includes various farms and even cemeteries.
Oh, so he purchased the properties around the initial property, which is why it's so big?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, gotcha. I'm sure you're going to tell me what the reason for that was.
He just wanted a lot of land.
Greedy.
It's supposed to be a summer home. Construction of the house began in 1889. To keep the construction going at a steady pace, a woodworking factory and a brick kiln was both added to the site.
Okay.
The kiln
What are
was
you doing here?
I live here. What are you doing here?
said to produce as many as 32,000 bricks per day.
Per day.
Per day.
Damn.
Per day. Also constructed was a private railroad connected to the estate so items and other goods could be distributed.
I would fucking think so. Could you imagine taking that by hand or cart and mule?
Yes. He had his own railroad built,
I mean,
his own kiln, his own woodworking.
I mean that's
factory.
smart though,
Yeah.
because number one, he doesn't have to outsource it. So he's saving on money, he's saving on labor, he's saving on shipping costs, so it makes sense.
Hi, Mischa.
And it would probably be extra expensive for them to travel
Yes.
however long they're traveling, and then 8,000 acres.
I don't have food for you.
Grab what?
More than 1,000 laborers had helped build the house.
That's a lot.
While construction was underway, Can I help you?
What'd she do?
She was like all up in my armpit. Vanderbilt traveled across Europe to find interior decor. What? That was yours.
Cross.
Oh, okay. To find interior decor for his newly built home. His home was completed in 1895, and he christened it with a party on Christmas
Plausible.
Eve for distinguished guests. So,
Distinguished gentleman.
250 rooms.
Why?
Includes 35 bedrooms, 43 bathrooms,
What?
65 fireplaces.
Why? What?
And
How?
I'm not done.
What?
I'm not done. And he has electricity, indoor plumbing, a gymnasium, a call bell system, a centralized clock system, indoor swimming
Want to
pool,
stay?
and a bowling alley.
You can stay. But why? If he wasn't turning it into like a hotel or something like that, why? Like, what was the purpose?
Because he had money, and it's a summer house for his family. And so all the
Oh.
family, because it's a big family,
They said he built it for his grandmother.
all the family could come and visit.
At the same time,
Yes.
I would fucking kill myself. Absolutely the fuck not. One at a time, months apart. Thank you.
Not exactly.
Yes, exactly.
You're ghosted. No. So many prominent figures have visited or stayed in this home, including several ambassadors, authors, and U.S. presidents.
Okay.
One of Asheville's landmarks, and believe it or not, haunted places, sits on the property's edge.
So it was a hotel. Got it.
It was not a hotel.
Bitch. If he invited people that were not family and they paid to stay there,
They didn't pay
even
there.
if they don't
They
pay to
didn't
stay
pay
there,
there.
even if they,
They
didn't,
would visit.
it's a hotel. That
It
is a hotel.
not a hotel.
He did not build this
Bitch,
home for his
look it up.
family.
Look it up.
And
It is
then
not a hotel.
it's a hotel.
It is not a
No,
hotel.
I don't care what you say.
It is not a hotel.
I don't care. It's a hotel.
Bitch, it is a house.
It is a hostel.
Bitch, I will.
It is a hostel.
It is a house.
It is a hostel
It's
in
a
the
house.
mountains of North Carolina.
Oh, I'm gonna hit you.
It may look like a house, but that's a fucking hotel. No house, no fucking house needs 43 bathrooms. However many bedrooms, 60 something fucking fireplaces. That's a hotel. I don't care what anybody says. I don't even care if this man rises from the dead and comes and looks at me in my face and looks me in my eyeballs with his gross skeleton face and tells me this wasn't a hotel. I'm not going to believe it. This sounds exactly like a hotel.
It's not a hotel.
It's a hotel.
It's a house.
No.
It's a house.
Hotel. And this hoe about to tell us everything. Okay. Moving on.
Okay. So the Shiloh Forestry Compound, or the Biltmore Forestry School, was constructed on the grounds of the estate.
And so there's a school there too?
And it was for like a year.
I'm moving.
Okay, bye.
Okay, bye.
They're like, you only get an education for 1 year. No
Well,
more.
Well, I'm going to explain.
No more. Something touched me. Don't touch me.
I'm about to say, Misha's over here. It won't Misha.
Yeah, I looked down to see if it was Misha because it was like, it did like this across my ankle.
Fuck no.
Yeah, across my
Geek. It's a geek. Okay.
You can go fuck yourself. You're rude. I thought you were moving. Get out.
It is here that Carl Schnick was hired as a forester for the estate. His knowledge on the topic and interested Vanderbilt and many of the locals. So Carl opened up the forestry school and offered a 1-year course for those who wanted to learn practical forestry techniques. Things came to a head when Carl and Vanderbilt disputed the payment for the work, thus leading to Carl's departure and the school's subsequent closure. The building still stands today and is haunted in its own right.
It touched me again. It's still touching me. Can you please stop?
Are you sure it's not the cord? Like a cord?
Yeah, there are no look down there. Oh, it might be the cord. It might be the cord, actually.
Yeah.
Okay.
This happens.
Yeah, it happens.
So Vanderbilt would later die from complications stemming from an emergency
Blood.
appendectomy in Washington, D.C. at the age of 51. And at his request, his wife Edith carried out his request that the land on his property would not be touched. No touchy. Don't sell it. Don't do nothing. No touchy.
Leave the hotel alone.
Bitch. The home would still be used as a private residence until after the Great Depression hit.
Failure.
So to keep the residents afloat financially, George and Edith's daughter Cornelia would open the estate to the public as a tourist attraction. However, as the U.S. entered World War II, the estate was temporarily closed to the public for fear of potential attack. Okay. For fear of potential attack against Axis powers, many of the state's artifacts were relocated to protected areas.
What is that noise?
That's yours.
But what is it?
It's the magnet part that's above the word. For fear of potential attack against Axis powers, many of the estate's artifacts were relocated to a protected area so they were not destroyed.
Prison.
Sure. Some of the artifacts included the famous George Washington portrait that was painted by Gilbert Stuart.
Was relocated to prison.
I'm not sure.
I'm not sure either.
The Biltmore estate continued to be maintained by members of the Vanderbilt family, including the sons of Cornelia Vanderbilt. Her son John Cecil lived in the house until his passing in 1956.
The Cecil Hotel.
His elder brother George also lived in the home until 1956. However, it wasn't long until the youngest of Cornelia's children was soon occupy and maintain the home to make it more profitable. The estate became a historical landmark in 1963. It is not a hotel, bitch. It is not a hotel.
I don't care what anybody says.
As of they have a hotel on the land, but that's not the hotel.
It's a hotel.
It's not a hotel. It's a hotel. As of today, the estate sees more than 1 million visitors per year. And now we talk about... Bitch,
Because
I just told you.
people want to go see this pretty hotel.
So now we talk about the hauntings and the paranormal activity.
Okay.
Spooky. So, while the estate sees so many visitors every year, there probably is no shortage of ghost stories that can be told about the Biltmore estate.
Okay.
So, George loved the estate's massive 2-story library.
I think I would probably enjoy that also.
And would often go in there to read during storms.
Oh. What?
Mm-hmm.
That sounds...
Perfect.
Exactly! That sounds perfect.
He spent so much time in the library that Edith would have to come and get him
Stop
to attend...
recording.
Bitch! And get him to attend to their guests during parties. As a result, staff have seen the apparition of George at the onset of a storm. Others have heard the name George whispered in the empty room as if Edith is calling out to him.
George.
And George has even been seen sitting in a chair reading by the fireplace.
Nice. So that sounds like it's more of a residual haunting rather than like a haunting.
And the ghost of a woman in pink has been seen wandering the halls.
I'm moving.
Okay, bye.
The entity is allegedly the mistress of George,
Oh,
but
mistress.
but they don't have proof of that. They just
Okay. Was he married?
Yeah, he was married.
Okay.
But they don't have proof like he had a
Why
mistress.
is he here?
Who?
Who's he?
I guess yours. Yours is a man today.
I guess. A woman in black has been seen near the pool, which could be the cause of so much distress for visitors in that space.
Okay.
At night, some of the people working in the grounds had heard sounds of laughter, glasses clinking, and party-like chatter.
Okay.
The only problem is that no one's throwing a party.
Can you hear? I'm not from here.
Okay.
I think they're talking to each other. I don't know. Most of the visitors have reported seeing spirits go up and down the stairs. Sounds of footsteps have also been heard on multiple occasions. And there has been reports of strange smells, cold spots, and eerie feelings when visitors would go up and down the stairs. And in the basement, there have been reports of ghosts cooking and doing chores in the kitchen.
They need to expand that out to other parts instead of just the kitchen. They can do the chores in all of the rooms and the bathrooms. I will go buy them extra plungers and toilet bowl scrubbers. they can earn their keep. I like that. I like that a lot. They're cleaning everything.
It's hiding.
Okay, but I like that. If you're going to reside ghost apparitions in my home, hotel, I want you to earn your keep. I want you to clean up after people. I could live with that. I could live with 800 ghosts living with me if they cleaned up after other people.
Move it.
Move what?
The indoor swimming
Like,
pool
don't
is
move
also
it,
in the
move it.
basement, and sounds of splashing
Not sure how.
have been heard. I think they're talking to each other. Have been heard even though the pool was emptied of water years ago.
Don't touch my fucking drink.
What do you mean?
I just saw something out of the corner of my eye, a shadow that moved by my drink because it just said move it. So it's trying to knock something over or move something.
Mine just said wicked. More unsettling than that are the reports of laughter coming
for me.
from the pool's drain.
I'm sorry, what?
Laughter coming from the pool's drain.
One more time.
I don't like it.
I don't like it either. I don't like it either.
And there's an unfounded rumor that a child drowned in the pool, and visitors often feel a sense of anxiety and dread in the pool area. Also in the basement is the Halloween room, which
Ooh.
features a series of beautifully creepy murals.
Okay.
Some have seen a woman in
Watching you.
flapper dress in the room, perhaps reliving one of the Halloween parties that took place there over a century ago. And to add to the strange factor, there are a number of headless mannequins that are stored in one of the 200 rooms of the house.
I'm following
No. No mannequins. No, thank you.
Oh, did you look at the Halloween room?
Yeah.
The mannequins were dressed in period clothing,
Here.
dated specifically back to the early 20th century.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, that's the pool.
No, it's not. No, the fuck it's not.
Yep, that's the
Where's
pool.
the drain? I don't see a drain. Is that the drain? I don't see a drain. Where's the fucking drain? Where do they hear laughter coming from?
Stupid.
This is stupid. I don't like it.
They have a bowling alley, too.
Yeah, but that's not scary. The pool is scary. It reminds me of the pool in Hotel AHS where the vampire babies are sleeping.
And there have also been reports of seeing a headless orange cat roaming the garden area,
The
but they don't know who this cat is, where it's from.
Why is that?
Don't.
Yeah,
And-
don't. Exactly.
So, the forestry place that I mentioned earlier
The school?
Yeah.
Okay.
was the site of a prostitute's murder.
A who?
Prostitute's murder.
Mm.
So the spirit of a woman, along with few others who were executed by hanging inside the old building, is said to be haunting the halls of the old compound.
Okay.
However, there have never been sighted anywhere beyond that part of the property, so they pretty much stay there.
Okay.
Yeah, so if you ever in Nashville,
And you need a hotel to stay at.
it's not a hotel.
Yes, it is.
You can't stay there. They have a hotel on the property, but you can't stay there.
So they have 2 hotels. That's a hotel. I don't care what anybody says. That's a
It
fucking
is
hotel.
not a hotel.
Look, and they've even got it decorated out front like a hotel.
It's not a hotel.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a hotel.
Yep.
This bitch wanna be.
Vincent.
Who the fuck is Vincent?
Hidden.
Who?
Whoever it is, he's hidden. Well, if you ever want to go visit the Biltmore Hotel, go do that. Whatever. Okay. So now we're going to talk about telekinesis or psychokinesis. A lot of people know telekinesis. You know,
shouldn't be here.
okay. And it's a claimed ability to move or affect physical objects within the mind alone. So, like, you look at something and it, like, floats towards you because that's what you want it to do. I've never seen it happen in real life, so I don't know if it exists or not. I don't know why. I've just never seen it happen.
The day that happens, I'm running away.
I'm not. I'd be like, hey,
Fuck
grab
that
me a
shit.
drink while you're at it.
And then you spill it on your head.
No, a closed drink. I don't drink open drinks from other people. No, absolutely not. It have to be like in a can that's closed or in a 2-liter or 20-ounce bottle that's closed. And psychokinesis is just like a broader term, but people typically use it in conjunction with telekinesis, or they use it in describing telekinesis. And it kind of is, but it's like a broader term. It covers much more than just telekinesis. Anything that's like,
Commanded.
yep, anything that's similar, like dealing with the mind.
Who's we commanded? Who's we?
Them, I guess.
Got a mouse in your pocket?
Oh, no.
I can't hear you.
I can't hear you either.
You can this, but you just got onion in it.
In psychology references, it's usually described as an alleged ability rather than an accepted physical manifestation. So and the doctors are like, they believe they can do this, but there's like no proof otherwise. So the modern idea of telekinesis grew out of the 19th century spiritualism, seance culture, table turning, and early psychical research when investigators tried to decide whether moving objects were caused by spirits, fraud, or a force coming from living people.
Who's got rosary beads?
Nobody here.
Wash.
Wash. You wash.
Said you're dirty. Get a bath. By the early 20th century, researchers began treating these reports less as ghost stories and more as possible human ability. Because there were so many reports of people saying that they could move objects with their mind. So the researchers were like, maybe there's something to this rather than it just being like a paranormal whatever. Japanese psychologist Tomokishi Fukari studied thoughtography.
What?
Thoughtography. The claimed mental imprinting of images onto film, but his work became controversial and actually damaged his career. So it didn't go the way he wanted it to. He was like, people can put images onto film from their minds.
Stop saying rosary beads. No one has any.
Have you been before?
Where?
Are you two motherfuckers talking to each other?
To the Biltmore Hotel? No, I haven't been.
Mischa, your mom is a good kid.
In the 1930s at Duke University, J.B. Ryan helped turn psychical research into something more laboratory-styled. He popularized terms like ESP and psychokinesis and ran experiments with dice and other chance-based systems to test whether intention could influence matter. So, you're rolling the dice or whatever, and you want it to be on two certain numbers. He tested that theory to see if you wanting those numbers to be the ones that actually popped up because you willed it or just opportunity. It was just chance. In parapsychology, telekinesis is often split into two rough categories. Macro PK, which is dramatic, visible events like objects moving, bending, levitating, or electrical disturbances. Think of L in Stranger Things, or the Demogorgon. They all had mind powers. The mind flayer, they didn't have to touch anybody. They didn't have to touch anybody to flare the lights, and that's how they communicated, in season 4 and 5. Well, and then obviously 1 and 2 when Will went missing. And then micro PK, which is tiny statistical effects like influencing dice, random devices, or coin flips at rates slightly above chance, if real at all. This distinction is standard in psychokinesis discussions. So someone had the forethought to test these theories. Like you're flipping a coin. Every time you say heads or tails, at some point, chance isn't the reason. Yeah. And that's kind of what they were looking at when they were doing all of these different studies, is they were seeing, statistically, mathematically, scientifically, they can determine the chance of something being heads or tails in a coin flip, right? So they were seeing if there were anything that happened, outside of that curve, in the outliers that made it seem more than just opportunity. Turn what on?
You are funny.
I live here.
Okay. So, in stories and popular culture, telekinesis is dramatic. Spoons bend, drawers slam, necklaces lift, phones launch themselves, and someone stares so hard at a candle that it topples like it owes them money. Think again of Elle.
Is that correct?
Yeah, think again of Elle. Everything she did, it was dramatic. And then she got the nosebleed after because it took so much of her energy to do these little whatevers. In paranormal case literature, the descriptions are usually messier and weirder. Objects are sliding or jumping short distances, rapping sounds with no clear source, lights flickering or bulbs completely exploding, glasses, dishes, or furniture shifting unexpectedly, and photographs or mental objects supposedly changing without ordinary contact. So many classic reports also describe a human, quote, focus person Near the events, often someone young, stressed, emotionally overwhelmed, ill, or in a highly charged family environment. Again, think about Elle. She was constantly stressed. She was running away from the bad men. She was running away from Papa.
She really was, man.
You know, so like her powers were excessive,
Mistress.
I think. No, she wasn't the mistress. In parapsychology, this is often tied to the idea of RSPK, or recurrent spontaneous psychokinesis. Believers usually describe telekinesis as mind over matter, a force that science has not yet properly explained. Some parapsychologist sources explicitly define it as the direct action of mind on matter without physical contact. Skeptical and mainstream psychological explanations are less glamorous but more grounded. Misperception in stressful settings, selective attention and memory distortion, suggestibility and group contagion, illusion of control, magical thinking, deliberate or semi-deliberate trickery. So again, like with the suggestibility and group contagion, we have talked about this before. The pareidolia, where you go in thinking you're going to see something and you see something, and then your brain just automatically applies that theory to it. Like, your brain does not think that it could possibly be anything else. You went in to see this, you wanted to see this, so this is what you saw. And so that's, you know, one of these explanations to telekinesis is, you know, just wanting to see it and seeing it.
Yeah.
You know, there obviously is like trickery, sleight of hand or whatever, which, you know, happens a lot. In some alleged poltergeist cases, investigators have proposed that emotional stress unconsciously expresses itself in a paranormal seeing event. That is the RSPK idea. Critics argue that the same cases are often better explained by normal causes, pranks, or investigators missing the obvious. That is the central telekinesis fight in one sentence.
Y'all really like saying stupid today.
One side says hidden human potential. The other side says hidden human hands. So now we're going to talk about like some testimonies or claimed cases that are most popular in the telekinesis community.
Okay.
So Matthew Manning, one of the best known personal claimant stories comes from Matthew Manning, a British teenager whose home became associated with poltergeist-like activity in the late 1960s and early 70s. Reports describe objects moving, writing appearing on walls, and strange disturbances clustering around him.
Fuck that. Writing me here on my walls. Nope. Y'all better clean that shit up.
Bitch. That's why I said, like, the Biltmore, them ghosts need to do some cleaning. The story took on that classic telekinesis flavor because Manning was framed not as a fraudulent stage performer, but as a stressed young person seemingly caught in a storm of weirdness. Later accounts connected him with metal bending, compass effects, and other PK-style claims. The quote-unquote personal testimony aspect of Manning's case is that the phenomenon were described as deeply disruptive and not glamorous. He wrote about it as something that invaded his life rather than something he set out to monetize at first. Skeptics were not impressed. Some later criticisms argued that certain effects were trickery or not reproducible under strong controls. So, it was like people on the fence about that one. Another one was Tina Retch. She was the Columbus poltergeist. In 1984, teenager Tina Retch became the center of a very public American poltergeist case after reports that telephones and household objects moved or flew in her home. Photos published by the Columbus Dispatch helped make the case explode in the media. This case has all the ingredients that make telekinesis stories sticky: adolescence, stress, a chaotic home environment, objects moving when people are tense, and a room full of adults who are never quite looking in the right direction at the right moment. Supporters described startling events around her, including small objects allegedly flying from purses or dressers while she was nearby. That made her a poster child for the theory that intense stress can externalize as PK, psychokinesis. Skeptics countered that the evidence was anecdotal and that the photos were more consistent with Tina throwing or manipulating objects when observers looked away. So they were like, no, it's more likely that she grabbed and threw something in that brief second that an adult had their back turned. This case is a perfect example of why telekinesis claims split audiences right down the middle. I know, it's weak. Another... Yeah, I would agree with that.
Afterlife.
Okay. Eleanor Zugan, she was a Romanian girl, and she became one of the classical quote-unquote focus person cases in early poltergeist literature. Reports described objects moving around her, unexplained disturbances, and physical marks appearing on her body. Her case became a major historical example of discussions of RSPK. What makes her story memorable, however, is how it sits at the crossroads of folklore, trauma, medicine, and paranormal belief. To believers, she looked like a child around whom forceful events genuinely clustered. To critics, she looked like a vulnerable subject inside a social environment primed to interpret everything as supernatural. It is one of those cases where the personal testimony matters because the claimant was not a polished adult psychic with a TV special. She was a child in a strange and disturbing narrative that adults then projected meaning into. So this girl was just having experiences, and the adults were like, telekinesis.
Oh, no.
And she's like, I'm just a fucking kid. What is that?
Yeah, like, what the fuck? Like, hello.
Yeah. Another was Angelique Cotton, the electric girl. In 1846, Angelique
This
Cotton,
is my place.
a French teenager, became internationally famous after reports that furniture and objects moved or recoiled around her body. The phenomenon was framed as almost electrical, as though she was charged with some invisible disruptive force. Contemporary descriptions made her sound like a walking hazard sign in a dress. Weaving frames upset themselves. Chairs shifted. Objects resisted touch or seemed to react around her. Can you imagine, like, going to touch a couch and it, like, backing up?
And you'd be like, bitch, don't sit on me.
Can you imagine wanting to sit down in a chair and it just, like, moves from underneath you?
Yeah.
I would be fucking pissed. Doctors and scientists investigated, and debate quickly followed. Her case is important because it shows that long before modern TV psychics, people were already telling a very similar telekinesis story. Young person, sudden unexplained motion, public fascination, scientific curiosity, and immediate suspicion. They all follow a pattern. These are all younger people. Like, none of them are older.
It's difficult.
It is difficult.
Do you want it?
Do I want what? I don't think I do. Thank you. Another is Nanelle Kulagina. It's one of the most famous 20th century people who personally claimed visible telekinetic ability. It was a Russian woman studied from the 1960s onward. She was said to move small objects, alter compass needles, and influence physical systems while seated and concentrating intensely.
I want it.
Moving a compass needle is
want
not
what?
hard if you have a magnet.
Yeah.
It's not hard. You can have a magnet. Like, if you're wearing a ring, you can have a magnet implanted in that ring, and you can move the compass. Like, that one I can understand where they could be, like, a little skeptical.
Yeah.
Her case became legendary partly because videos of her demonstrations circled widely, and partly because the setting looked scientific. Tables, apparatuses, observers, notes, and a very Soviet aura of, quote, we're about to weaponize grandma's nervous system.
The fuck? What the fuck?
It's very Russia of them.
Okay.
Kulagina Nanelle reportedly described her demonstrations as physically taxing. Again, think about L.
Yeah.
When she performed her telekinesis, her nose bled. Accounts often mention strain, fatigue, and intense concentration. That physical toll shows up again and again in telekinesis narratives. The person's not floating through the room giggling. They are sweating like their frontal lobe is doing CrossFit.
Wow.
Yeah. Supporters said no fraud was demonstrated in the key experiments. Skeptics argued magnets, threads, selective filming, or weak controls could explain the effects. And they're not wrong.
Yeah.
But there are also some clinical, experimental, and or famous accounts. So like not just personal accounts of people having testimonies, like people were actually studied to see if they could do these things. So J.B. Rhine's dice experiments, if telekinesis has a laboratory origin story, J.B. Rhine is pretty much at the center of it. At Duke, he and his colleagues tried to test whether intention could influence dice throws and other chance outcomes like we were talking about earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, this is ancient. Thank you. This is important because it shifted the conversation from, quote, did a chair fly across the room, to, quote, can a mind nudge probability? That made psychokinesis more testable in principle, even if much less cinematic. So yeah, like, if you're looking, did that chair just fly across the fucking room? So they went from, like, that to, I wonder if using our brain, we can influence probability, if we can influence chance, if we could...
Move, cup, move.
Oh, don't knock my fucking drink over, bitch. I just moved it so the ghost wouldn't do it because I saw that shadow at the corner of my eye. I don't have telekinesis. I've been trying for years. I'll be like, bring me the blanket.
Bring me the blanket.
Bring me the blanket.
Bring me the blanket.
Make me some food. It doesn't work. Even the ghosts don't fucking do anything for me. Like, fuck.
It's like, if you're going to be here, do some shit.
Right. Ryan's work helped create the language and institutional shape of parapsychology, though his findings remain controversial and unaccepted in mainstream science. So, I mean, they tried.
Yeah.
They tried. Another was Stanislawa Tomsky. They were a Polish medium investigated in the early 1900s by several researchers who said they saw visible psychokinesis effects under controlled conditions, including small object levitation and movement. She's going to lay there. She's mad. Specifically you. She doesn't want to be by you right now. She's like,
because I didn't bring her a fucking baby, man.
That, and you threw the snacks away. Even though it doesn't matter.
Oh, there was nothing left in the bag.
It doesn't matter. She doesn't know that. She doesn't know that. Even if you show her the empty bag, she doesn't know that. All she knows is those were snacks and now they're in the trash. And she knows she's not allowed to go in the trash. You betrayed her. Point blank period. That is all it is. She doesn't even want to be near you right now.
No, she does not. I'm sorry, me. I'll bring you a baby next week.
I was like, you're not going to be here next week.
Yes, I am. I'm going to pick y'all asses up.
On Saturday. Yeah, we're having tacos. Her case is famous because it looks exactly like the sort of thing believers point to when they want to say, quote, no.
No.
There really were observers, scientists, notes, sessions, and repeat trials. And they're like, no, there's proof.
There's proof.
It's proof. Not verifiable proof, but there's proof.
There's proof.
It is also famous because skeptics later pointed to thin threads and conjuring-style methods as a far simpler explanation. In other words, Tomsky's is telekinesis in miniature, intriguing witnesses, suggestive phenomena, and a fraud explanation that never quite goes away. So they're saying, like, no, these things happen because there were wires. Thread. Fishing lure wire. Clear, you can't see it.
Exactly.
Another is Ted Serios, like Cheerios.
Like Cheerios.
And thoughtography, like from the beginning, and the guy whose career was killed because he came up with the thoughtography theory of applying these things to telekinesis.
Cheerios sound good right now.
I love Cheerios. I eat Cheerios. They're fucking tastic.
Oh, the strawberry ones.
I don't like the flavored ones. I just like the plain Cheerios.
Well, not all the flavored ones.
I don't like any of them. I just like the plain Honey Nut Cheerios with banana. Slice up banana in it. Oh, it's so fucking good.
Banana. I love banana.
I don't like banana. Ted Serios, I like Cheerios, did not claim classic spoon-bending telekinesis so much as thoughtography, the alleged projection of mental images onto photographic film, especially Polaroids. This case became quite famous because if it's true, it would mean mind-affecting matter in a very literal sense.
Stop. Why do y'all keep saying fucking rosary beads?
Maybe there's a demon.
Mine said it twice. Yours said it once.
Maybe there's a demon around here and it's like, protect yourself. But rosary beads aren't going to help me because I'm not religious. I have sage, I have dragon's breath, or dragon's blood sage, and I have Palo Santo.
There's a place in Ocean Springs we need to go to.
Assuredly.
Yeah.
Yes. I sent it to you on Facebook.
Did you?
Yes, I did. In Messenger. I don't think you looked at it yet.
I think, no, I don't have any, like,
Look
new...
closely.
Okay.
I said, bitch.
Hold, please.
She said, bitch, look.
hold, please. Let me look. Not just moving objects, but imprinting images physically. Psychiatrist Jule Eisenbud supervised thousands of trials and believed the cases were extraordinary. Critics, especially skeptical magicians and writers, treated it as another probable case of trickery. Sirius remains one of the strangest side roads in telekinesis history because it takes the mind over matter idea and swerves straight into the mind over camera film. Another is Uri Geller. Uri Geller is probably the most famous modern public face of psychokinesis because of spoon bending, key bending, and dramatic TV performances, which should be the very first indication it's probably not real. He claimed his feats were real psychic effects, not stage magic.
Sorry.
I thought that was Mischa. I was like, what the fuck is she doing? His fame matters because he made telekinesis mainstream pop culture, which, like I said, again, usually if it's on TV and they're making it for profit, it's not real. He turned an obscure paranormal claim into dinner party shorthand. Somebody bends a fork at brunch and suddenly everyone's aunt's doing their best Geller impression. He also became a skeptic's favorite target. Magicians, most famously James Randi, argued his feats were achievable by standard conjuring methods, and Geller's failure on tightly controlled television tests remain a major talking point. So, magicians, sleight of hand people were like, no, this is like super replicatable. The next one is the Philip experiment. The Philip psychokinesis experiments in Toronto in the 1970s are a famous group case rather than a solo psychic case. A small group attempted to create contact with a fictional historical figure named Philip, and during seances reported raps, table movement, and other psychokinesis-like manifestations. The experiment matters because it flipped the usual script. Instead of, quote, one gifted psychic did a weird thing, it asked whether expectation, group dynamics, and focused intention could somehow generate physical effects. So this is not like an uncommon theory, right?
Yeah.
In Charmed,
Yeah.
the power of three.
Yeah.
They were each individually strong on their own, or in Halloween Town, okay, when they're defeating Calabar in the first movie.
Halloween Town.
Okay? Each witch is individually strong on their own, but it takes more than one to make it happen, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of the theory here. Is they were wondering, like, you know, one psychic might be strong, sure, but could a group with more energy, more intention be able to make things happen on a wider scale, a larger scale, a more, what's the word I'm looking for? Noticeable scale, right? You know, because one psychic might be able to move thread hanging on the ceiling or whatever, right?
Yeah.
A group of psychics might be able to move a whole fucking table.
Yeah.
And that was kind of like the theory behind this, you know, just to kind of see if they could do it.
Okay.
Believers saw it as evidence that consciousness itself might drive physical anomalies. Skeptics saw a case study in ideomotor action, suggestion, and people unintentionally helping a table do what tables absolutely love to do when groups are leaning on them, which is move.
I mean, really, though.
Come on. Why people believe telekinesis claims feel convincing, though. They usually happen in emotionally loaded environments: grief, adolescence, conflict, illness, obsession, religious fear, or intense expectation. Pareidolia. You're expecting to see something. You're already heightened. Your senses are heightened. So you're going to just, anything that happens, you're going to derail it to this is what it is, right? Yes. Again, you see something moving out there in the forest of Alabama. And you might see a little bit white fur. It could be a fucking deer, a white-tailed deer, because they got them. And you're like, nope, Alabama white thing. Okay? That's just how it is. Or you go to the Loch Ness and you're going to see Nessie, even if it's like particle board floating in the water that kind of looks like an alligator. Nope, Nessie. But it's not. But you think it is because you want it to be.
Yeah.
And that's kind of the same theory with like telekinesis. Like, people want to be able to believe. I mean, and I think, in all honesty, I think there are things that we just can't explain sometimes. No matter how much science backs it or doesn't back it, or how many experiments you can do. How many? I don't know. I told you, I think I'm having a stroke. And no matter how many like experiments or research studies or anything. There are things that I believe in this world just can't be explained. And because we are human, we have to have some kind of explanation for it, because being told we have no reasoning behind this, like, my mind fucking wigs the fuck out. No, there's got to be a goddamn reason. And if you don't give me one, I'm making one myself, okay?
I'm making one up.
I mean, and I think a lot of this kind of stuff, that's kind of where it's at, you know? I think people are just, like, people want answers to things, especially things that are quote-unquote unexplainable. They want answers. So all of those things gives the story texture and emotional plausibility, you know? So it kind of, again, gives you that sense of, okay, yeah, that makes sense of why this is happening.
Yeah.
They often involve small sudden movements, like not refrigerators levitating in daylight, you know, under lab lighting.
Moves, y'all better not fuck up my food, man.
Yeah, just like open the fridge and bring me my salad. That's all. I don't need the whole refrigerator, just something from the refrigerator.
Yeah, just open the door.
Thank you.
Just open the door and bring me what I want.
Yeah, like, I understand people would be, like, freaked out if something like that happened. I would be fucking thrilled. I would be thrilled. I wouldn't
like,
have
help
to
me cook.
I wouldn't have to get up and do shit. I could have my brain do it for me. Like, my brain is already fucking mentally exhausted. Like, I would be okay with it being exhausted if I could move shit. And I don't have to get up and physically do it myself, because it just doesn't get done.
It's called Teach Mischa.
Not when that was like yesterday. I didn't eat until 6:30 p.m. One, I really wasn't hungry, but two, the thought of getting up and having to make something to eat physically exhausted me. I just didn't want to do it. Small events are easier to misread and harder to verify, I guess. I don't know what that means, but let's go with that.
I feel like the smaller ones would be easier to read. And
I think so too.
The fridge
one, I would be like,
Yeah, the fridge floating, I'll be like,
But like just something randomly moving on the counter when there's not a cat around, you know, I'd be like,
tiny ants.
Ghost.
Ants.
I wouldn't think ants. Never would I think it's a bug. Ever. My first inclination would be ghost.
Ants.
Not ants. Many cases feature a, quote, strong focus person, which makes the story feel coherent even before evidence arrives. And humans love the idea that the mind is not trapped inside the skull like a sad office worker behind glass. We want it to reach. We want it to shove. We want it to glare at the universe until the spoon taps out. So we want it to bend. Yeah, and that's what I was saying earlier. Like, humans want to find a cause. They want to find a reason. And when it's not so easily understood, we're just left to our own devices and we come up with some wild shit.
Yes.
Okay. We come up with some wild shit.
Very wild shit.
And so, like, one of the main reasons skeptics stay skeptical is that telekinesis has never produced broad, repeatable, mainstream accepted evidence under consistently strong control. So that's like one of the main things. There are no controls. And it's not been repeatable. You would think that if people have these, especially if they're trying to repeat it by someone who already has the claim of being telekinetic, you would think that they could replicate these things every single time.
Yeah.
But none of these people who exhibit the telekinesis, have that claim, can reproduce the actions. Ever. Like, it happens one time and it...
Yeah.
In people's view, but they can never do it again. Many cases have fraud explanations involving threads, magnets, body movement, hidden contact, selective observation, camera angle, and suggestion. Psychologically, belief in psychokinesis overlaps with magical thinking and illusion of control, both well-studied tendencies in ordinary humans. The core skeptical line is not, quote, people are stupid, but it is, quote, people are easy to fool, especially when they want something so weird to be true. And that's what I've said, like, this whole fucking time.
Yes.
And, you know, people just want an explanation. So that is our stories for today. Thank you guys again for listening. Please check out HauntFest, even if it's just to visit their website and just kind of see, like, what they're about. If you guys go to any of the events, I think the final event for April is either coming up or has already passed by the time you guys hear this. They have several more coming up, later on in the year. But if you're interested in any of them, if they're local to you or even within like 3-hour drive, just check out their website. It'll show you the exact dates, times, places, what kind of events are going to be there, because it's not all the same. Some have like the camping, some have the rage rooms, but it kind of like varies depending on where you're going and who you're going to go see. But as always, if you guys do go, send us pictures, tag us, let us know. You can always contact us at hauntedandhomicidal@gmail.com. Send us your stories, suggestions, especially if you guys have any personal stories. Like, I am dying to do like a listener episode on this. So I would love to know what you guys have experienced, whether it be paranormal, true crime, just like, anything interesting would be fun. And then, of course, Patreon, you can subscribe to the free tier, and it will alert you when our,
or you can do the paid tier and get free shit.
You could, but I know the economy fucking sucks right now.
It does.
But at least if you do the free tier for now until you guys feel more comfortable or financially able, it will let you know when the podcast is out for that day. Because, again, it's not always Monday, Thursday. Yeah, but there is that. Okay, love you. Bye.
Bye.